The Blight, Book 2, Chapter 4. Time to retire. The guys rolled to a stop about 500 yards out. The soybean fields were silent as death, dew clinging to rusted stalks like cold sweat. Ahead, the brick shell of the old Butlersville retirement home squatted in the dusk, its single-story frame sprawled under the gray sky like a forgotten relic. Ooze-streaked sedans and pickups sat abandoned in the gravel lot, streaked with handprints and dried blood. A faded Claremont co-op sign swung in the wind like a warning. Aaron lowered his NVGs and gave a short nod.
We can't use the nail guns this time. There'll be too many. Sarge, how do you feel about Overwatch?
You just lead, follow, or get the fuck out of my way. I'm old, not dead,
said Sarge.
Okay then. Fireball, you, me, Sarge, and Jace will run through this. Hammer's still got Overwatch. I'll take point. Jace, you've got our 6. Once we're inside, the drone's useless. We sweep and clear. It'll get noisy. That hand cannon of Sarge's can wake the dead.
Sarge laughed.
We good?
Aaron asked. They all nodded.
Okay then. Stack on me.
The team moved fast, boots crunching damp gravel. Jace's drone buzzed overhead, night vision sweeping the area in a lazy figure 8. Hammer climbed atop a rusted Lincoln with a thermal scope and keyed his mic.
Overwatch set. Got heat. 4 blips inside. 2 pacing, slow. Could be walkers.
Drone up,
Jace reported, crouching behind the team.
No movement outside. Place looks cold, minus the 4 inside.
AR-15s were hot. Sarge moved with methodical ease, late 60s but still Ranger sharp. Fireball cracked his knuckles, itching to use his last 2 Molotovs. They stacked at the entrance. Just then, the front door creaked open. Out rolled a wheelchair. Sitting in it, wrapped in a stained Butlersville feed mill blanket, was a silver-haired woman wearing bifocals and a poker face.
Honey,
she said, voice raspy and unimpressed.
Y'all here to help, or just make a goddamn mess?
Aaron froze. The team blinked, half aiming, half confused.
Well, cat got your tongue, son,
the old woman said. Aaron stuttered.
No ma'am,
Sarge stepped forward.
We're sorry, ma'am. We thought this place was a dead zone and had come to clear it out.
The old woman laughed.
Well, boys, it almost was.
From behind her stepped a younger woman, late 30s, wiry, in a dirty Carhartt jacket, a John Deere cap worn backward. A blood-streaked baseball bat rested on her shoulder.
So who the fuck are you guys?
She asked.
We're your neighbors,
said Sarge.
Well, neighbors. You gonna help us out or cause us problems?
If we can help out, that's what we'll do. Right, men?
Said Sarge. Roger that, the guy said, almost in unison.
Okay. Well, my name's Ethel, and this here's Maggie. Y'all come on in,
said the old woman.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I'm Aaron. That grumpy old man is Sarge. This is Clint and Jace. Our buddy James is outside watching for trouble.
Ethel smiled sweetly and nodded. She wheeled forward into the lobby and put her hands in her lap like she was waiting for communion.
12 days,
she said. Her voice had a tobacco-hardened edge, but her eyes looked hollow.
12 days and not a damn cop, ambulance, nothing. Phones went dead on day 3. Our nurse Barb turned on day 4. Screamed the whole night before.
Aaron's rifle hung limp, eyes wide.
What the hell? You held this place 12 days?
Fireball shifted uncomfortably. Maggie nodded, eyes red-rimmed.
We locked the worst ones in the memory wing,
Maggie said.
Had to use bed frames and duct tape. Couldn't bring ourselves to put them down. Not at first. Then it got bad.
Her voice trembled, not with fear, but with fury.
They were our friends,
she said, eyes hard under the brim of her John Deere cap.
Marge? She taught Sunday school for 30 years. First one to turn. She just stared at the wall, humming. Then she bit Thomas on the throat. We lost 2 PCAs, kids just trying to help.
Ethel wheeled forward, hands tight on the rims.
We called 911, hit the panic buttons, pulled the fire alarm. Nothing. Closest help we got was you boys.
Jace rubbed at his jaw, face pale in the green NVG glow.
You held this place for 12 days?
13 if you count the night the power went.
Maggie said, pointing toward the shadowed East Hall.
That's when we started sleeping in shifts. Used the solar lanterns, rigged alarms with pie tins and forks. Ruth made a perimeter with mothballs and bleach. Don't ask, it worked.
She pointed across the dining hall. Lanterns cast shadows on John Deere hats, sweatshirts, knit vests.
These folks? They're tough. Ethel there, in her wheelchair, knit sandbags in the 73 tornado. Day 1, she sewed vests to haul water jugs. Keeps us sane.
Ethel snorted over her scarf.
This ain't shit compared to 73. We fought,
She said, her voice suddenly soft.
but we ain't killers. Not even after they started turning. That's what broke us, watching our own twist like that.
Maggie nodded.
Hank over there, Korea vet. Day 5, we heard gunshots. Residents hid, Rob and I ran. Found old Hank, M1 Garand in hand. 3 turned residents down, ooze pooling. Saved half the hall.
Hank, 80s, steel-toe boots, Korea War vet cap, leaned on his rifle. Korea, 1952. I've seen this before. Aaron blinked.
What do you mean?
Hank's eyes narrowed. Freezing our asses off on some hill. Worms came running, hundreds, oozing freaks, same slime. We killed 'em with machine guns, rifles, pistols, till we ran out of ammo. They just kept coming. Then it was bayonets. When the dust settled, we'd lost over half our platoon. We thought reinforcements showed up, but it was just some officers and a weird-ass unit. They exfilled us and scooped the corpses, said, "To study." Bullshit. They saw a weapon, prayed I'd never see it again. But here we are. Hammer muttered over the comms.
Jesus!
Aaron stepped inside, sweeping the entryway.
How many of you left?
47.
Maggie said.
Down from 72. 10 we locked in the memory wing. 15 we lost. Some turned. Some just gave up.
Sarge swore under his breath, then moved forward and pulled the outer door shut behind them.
You got steel nerves, all of you.
He began checking the barricades down the hall. One of the nurses, a red-haired woman in flannel and house slippers, looked up from a station of bandages and coffee filters.
Number, we just didn't want to die pissing our pants in bed. That's all.
They just left us for dead.
Maggie added.
We tried cell phones, calls. Hell, we even sent a couple of staff out to get help. None of them came back.
So how are y'all surviving with the parasites running rampant in here?
Asked Aaron.
We sanitized everything. Keep the residents blocked off from the infested wing. There's still a few in there. That door's sealed shut.
The team looked around slowly. What they'd thought was going to be a bloodbath was something else entirely. A miracle. Aaron keyed his mic.
Hammer, bring it in. Things just got complicated.
Roger that.
Hammer said, sliding off the rusted Lincoln, boots crunching gravel. As the team looked around, Aaron asked Maggie.
So what total staff you got here?
Maggie leaned on her bat, Carhartt streaked with sweat and grime.
Me, Rob, our PCA, Kathy, the redhead nurse up front, Earl, our janitor, Doris in the kitchen, Lisa and Kendra, PCAs. 7 left, after 12 days.
Wow, that's all,
said Aaron.
Yeah,
Maggie sighed.
that's all we've got left.
Aaron nodded grimly.
Okay, we need to clear that other wing. The one you shut off. We can't have infected anywhere in the building. That's actually why we came here in the first place.
He looked over at Fireball, who adjusted his sling and gave a curt nod. Sarge spoke up.
You guys use the suppressed ARs. Keep it quiet, quick, surgical. Hammer and I will lock down the doors while you sweep. Nothing gets past us.
Aaron and Fireball fell into step. All business now. Sarge turned to Maggie.
Let's move all the residents into the opposite wing. I don't want them anywhere near that infected corridor. You've done well to keep them safe this long. Let's finish it right.
Maggie nodded and moved to rally the staff.
Lisa, Doris, help me get everyone to the East Wing, now.
As the residents were gently stirred awake or wheeled out by trembling hands, the team stacked up. Aaron took point. Fireball in the middle. Jace brought up the rear. Sarge stepped forward and started removing the makeshift barricade, mop handles, curtain rods, old walkers bound with extension cords. He peeled back the final strip of duct tape and nodded at Aaron. The double doors groaned as they opened, and then it hit them. The smell. Putrid rot. A thick, cloying blend of death, mildew, and human waste that seemed to cling to their tongues and crawl up their nostrils.
God damn.
Jace muttered, gagging.
Breathe through your mouth,
Aaron said, rifle raised. The hallway beyond was dim. Long shadows spilled from beneath door cracks. Wheelchairs sat turned over or abandoned mid-hall. Dried blood painted the floor in ugly smears. Aaron crept forward, checked the first door. Clear signal. He swung it open fast. An infested lunged out, face slack, jaw hanging like a broken hinge. Thwip, thwip, thwip. 3 suppressed shots to the skull, and it crumpled to the linoleum in a heap.
Clear.
Fireball confirmed. They moved to the next room.
clear.
The third had a body long dead, strapped to the bed with sheets soaked through. No movement. Aaron didn't lower his rifle. Room 4 was locked from inside. Fireball stepped up and kicked hard at the latch. The door slammed inward. An infested exploded from the dark, screeching, gray skin peeling from its face as it lunged for Fireball. Jace shot first. 2 suppressed rounds to the chest. The thing jerked, but kept coming. Fireball didn't flinch. He stepped in, shoved the barrel of his AR straight into the infested's mouth, and fired. The back of its skull painted the wall in a black-red fan. It crumpled like a puppet with its strings cut.
2 down,
Aaron muttered, eyes already moving to the next door. They advanced silently. Room 5, clear. Room 6, they cracked the door open and caught the sound of gnawing. Inside, a bloated figure hunched in the corner, chewing on the exposed bone of its own wrist like it didn't feel a thing. It turned slowly, eyes milky and dead, and let out a wet shriek. Jace didn't hesitate. Thwip! 1 round, right through the eye. The thing dropped like a sack of wet meat. Room 7. Aaron raised a fist. The team halted. This one felt off. He stepped forward and slowly turned the knob. The door creaked open. As the last door creaked open at the end of the west wing, the hallway lights flickered, throwing long shadows over peeling wallpaper and blood-smeared handrails. Inside, crouched behind a tipped gurney, was a nurse, thin, pale, still breathing. She looked up slowly, eyes wide, voice hoarse.
Help! Maggie?
Then they saw it. Thick, orange ooze leaked from the corners of her eyes like slow, infected tears. It glistened in the lantern light, dribbling down her cheeks. Fireball didn't hesitate.
She's oozing.
Thwip, thwip. 2 suppressed rounds punched through her skull before she could blink. Her head snapped back against the cinderblock wall, a spray of viscous orange trailing after her like ribbons. She dropped instantly. Aaron didn't move, neither did Jace. The silence after was suffocating.
Wasn't taking a chance.
Fireball muttered, smoke curling off his muzzle.
She was gone. Just hadn't finished turning yet.
Sarge's voice came over the comms, low and gravel rough.
Call it in.
West wing is secure. 1 down. No survivors.
Jace swallowed hard.
Jeez it, she still talked.
Aaron nodded once, jaw tight.
And she would have torn Maggie's throat out the second we looked away.
They cleared the room, then slowly filed back down the hall. The miracle wasn't whole anymore. It was real, bloody, costly, and still dangerous. Aaron commented to the guys.
I've got to do a radio check-in.
He switched frequencies on the radio and keyed the mic.
Ravenwood to base, do you copy?
Tessa answered immediately.
Base camp copy. Go ahead.
Roger that. Mission accomplished, but there's a wrinkle.
Aaron said.
Wrinkle?
Tessa replied, puzzled.
Roger. We'll brief when we get back. Probably a couple hours. We need to lock something down over here.
Okay. Everyone okay?
Asked Tessa.
Yeah,
Aaron said.
we're all good. No casualties. See you in a few. Ravenwood out.
Sarge spoke up.
I think I'm gonna stay here, help them get situated. Y'all head back. I've got your channels now, so I'll keep you posted. We're gonna have to scrounge up supplies for these folks and figure out how to get the damn power back on somehow.
Aaron nodded.
I want to brief Tessa on what we found. I'm sure she'll want to help out.
Jace added.
Brittany, too. She's a nurse. Could be a huge help here.
Hammer said.
Lynn can hold down the ranch with the kids. They're tough.
Fireball chimed in.
This is my backyard, so I'll stick with Sarge. Aaron, I know you and Tessa are anxious to go find Sarah, so that's our next major priority. If you want to head home, brief her, and get her back here, we can roll out from here to Eastgate and start tracking her down.
Aaron nodded.
That sounds like a plan.
With that, the guys split up and made their way back to the side-by-side, then to the Xterra, headed for the ranch. Jace muttered.
I think we just experienced serious mission creep.
Hammer grunted.
Yeah, but isn't our whole mission to keep people alive, including ourselves?
Aaron just drove, jaw tight, mind racing, thinking about all those people, how to help them, how to get to Sarah.
We've got a lot of work ahead of us, guys.
Nobody argued. The Xterra rolled down the road in silence, headed back toward the ranch. But the mission wasn't over. It was just evolving.